What up, what up, what up? You already know what it is. Talk Yo Fashion Shit. Back, live, new year, new conversations, more talk, more experience, more information to share. This is what it's about. I took a chance on creating the platform, I think right before the pandemic to 2019. And this platform was like for people like myself that was getting into the industry, learning how to really maneuver in this field, from its fashion, modeling, for photography. There's everything. So this is what I created this platform for us to share, for us to network, for us to keep building. I know they always say that this door is so closed-minded and kind of hard to really make waves for like the individuals to come in and really share their self and their passion. But this is what this is about. I want to connect with as many people as I can around the world. You know, have all special guests from all surroundings to share their light and help someone that once, like myself, when I first started to try to kick in this door and I didn't really know how to maneuver and really move the correct way. Wish I had someone that really grab a hold of me and really show me the way. But everything is about experience. Everything is about your journey. But if I can bring people on this platform and share whatever key information that they can to make someone's road a little bit lighter, that's what it's about. So I got a special guest today, and we're gonna tune in and we're gonna get it started. So welcome to Talk Yo Fashion Shit. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm getting over being sick. I was dying yesterday. Hopefully I don't
Oh,
get sick.
oh, trust it's a lot of that going on. So we trying to everybody's trying their best to keep moving forward, keep safe, keep our loved ones safe, and
Mm.
do as much as we can in this crazy pandemic that we got going on. But I just want to say I thank you for jumping aboard. Taking this new step, this new year with me to share your light, to share your information. And like I once said before through all my other videos, but this is a new way for me and you. This is called Talk Your Fashion Shit. And I know you're in the world of modeling, but you can share whatever else that you're dipping and dabbing in. This is a platform for young women, young males trying to make their way, trying to figure it out, and whatever information that we both can share within our platform as educational as possible. How to maneuver, how to make way, how to build your brand, how to be creative, how to stay creative, because sometimes it can get a little shifty and it can get cloudy on things that you feel passionate about, and you get sometimes a lot of this industry can take you away from that in so many ways. And but as far as me and as far as yourself, we want to keep this passion of ours, keep going and share our passion with everybody else, and hopefully this world will keep growing and growing and you know be unstoppable. So enough of me talking, because like I said, this platform is for you. So I want you to introduce yourself, introduce your location, and tell the world, whoever is listening and about to tune in, about yourself.
So I'm Hunter. I have been modeling for over 5 years. I've been marketing myself for that long, so I'm not signed with an agency. Everything I do, it's from me working hard. Um, I've been published in over 25 magazines, been on the cover of several, back cover of several. Um, I'm in Savannah, Georgia, and despite popular belief, it's hard to um, get a lot of creatives to collaborate with you. Um, SCAD is right there, but a lot of the SCAD students are kind of trying to do their own thing.
Okay.
So, but Savannah's beautiful. It's pretty hot outside right now.
I bet it is. So what got you into it? Like, what made you say, I see myself as a model and I want to change the game and show 'em what I have to offer, and you know, shine my bright light in this industry?
So my whole life, people have asked me if I was a model, and I never really put too much into it until about 2016 when I was having self-esteem issues. And that's when I really started getting into modeling, was to boost my self-esteem. And it worked for a little bit, but you know, being in the modeling industry, after a while, it definitely takes a toll on your self-esteem. I'm a petite model, so definitely seeing bustier models out there and getting chosen last for shoots because you're not as busty really doesn't help.
Okay.
But I'd gone into modeling just to find myself and to get some confidence, and it's worked for the most part.
Okay. Okay. So you said you're 5 years in.
Mm-hmm.
Elaborate more on what your style of modeling is and what you want to bring across when you're doing your modeling.
I like to bring weird into everything or fun into everything. Like I'll do cosplay, but I'll do it differently. Like I did a Doug Dimmadome cosplay and I made the hat, but I was in like lingerie with high boots on and this hat.
Yeah.
So I want to just be different. Like I'll take an idea and just turn it on its head. You know, got to be fun.
Okay. Okay.
Perspective.
Um, what where do you get your inspiration from your style of modeling? Do you take from someone, or is it just all you? Like when you see what particular, like you said, a hat or a clothing, and then you just say, okay, I'm gonna flip it like this. Like where does that come from?
Comes from thrift stores. Like I'll see something in a thrift store and then I'll just look at it and I'll be like, ooh, I have a wig that matches that. Ooh, and I have these boots. Ooh, but what if I have pasties on? And then it just spirals from there, and then I'll go on Pinterest and I'll look up like blue jacket photo shoot, blue jacket avant-garde photo shoot, and I'll take pieces from all that and then what I had in my head and then I just apply it.
Okay, okay. So are you doing majority of your photos yourself, or do you work with a lot of photographers? And how do you, if you don't do all your photos yourself, how do you pick your photographers and make sure that you get the right content out?
I've taken photos of myself and I've edited them. They just don't have the flair that professional photographers have. I'll do indie stuff on my
Okay.
own because that's what I can pull off. That's my skill set. But I've made connections in the past 5 years with some photographers, like they're my friends, and a lot of them just want to create art, just create art. Like they have daytime jobs, but
Okay.
they do photography as a hobby. So I just make connections with them. I include them on my projects, and we hang out. We'll go out to lunch and stuff. So that's how I find the photographers. I kind of pick based on their style. So if I have this photo shoot in my head, I'm like, oh, Charles is great with editorial, but if I want something a little different, maybe Tyler would work a little better for this project, just based on their skills.
Okay. I mean, that's definitely good information to share, because I know a lot of people who just like maybe go on social media and then they look for the person with the highest, maybe like numbers of followers, and be like, oh, can you take photos of me? But it might not cross over the same way with how that photographer shoots to what you're looking for.
Exactly. Everyone
Yeah.
has a different style, and then you can't say the photos suck because they don't look the way you wanted when you chose the wrong styled photographer to take that photo and edit that photo for you.
Correct. Yeah. That's, see, good information. Um, what from the beginning when you started to where you at now, have you definitely seen a difference from the way you approach a lot of things now? Like, um, what information would you share a lady, a young girl right now that's, you know, very into like people's telling her, oh, you have the look, you should be a model. Like, what information would you give that young lady, like how to maneuver in this industry, how to, you know, work with people, how to keep it professional? Like,
Definitely find photographers that do TFP photos, like trade for portfolio. That means you don't have to pay for it, and they also don't get paid. Like you don't get paid, they don't get paid, and that's the way to build a portfolio. A lot of photographers do.
I'm sorry.
It's okay just to build our portfolio. So it's not hard finding photographers like that, but you will find lower skill photographers that way, which is fine when you're first starting out. A red flag I would look out for is if they won't let you bring a chaperone. If they won't let you bring a chaperone, don't work with them.
Yep,
Or if
good.
they're only shooting for like nude and you
Yeah.
told them no, but they keep sending like
Yeah.
that kind of inspo, definitely look out for that. But just look for TFP photos until you build your portfolio enough to start charging people, because you can't charge someone if you've only had like one photo shoot. You know, like what skills do you bring to the table? So definitely build your portfolio. You might have crappy photos starting out, like I did for like 6 months, but that's how you learn, and that's how you get feeling like, you know.
Um, you pointed out something that really stuck to me on definitely like when you go to photo shoots, how to really have someone that's there with you that's gonna make sure the surroundings and the environment and everything is very um, up to par. And I believe in that strongly, especially like when I do a lot of my events. I always tell them to bring someone that they feel comfortable with. A lot of my shoots are really done in the public area. Try to not to keep it where it's isolated, not a lot of things around for people to feel like, okay, where are we? And I think that's a lot of a very key information that you shared. Um, as far as like some another information or something else that you would like to share to, and it don't have. I mean, since you're a woman, I know you want to share more information for women, but if it's information that you feel like you have that's very knowledgeable for guys as well, elaborate on that as well. Um, I know you say you just do, and I don't want to make this sound not what you were explaining to me. You're more modeled like for like photo, but are you doing runway work as well?
I'm not doing runway work. I tried to get into runway, but it's really competitive.
Okay.
So I would rather just have my own schedule and kind of
Okay.
do my own photo shoots. I would like to do runway one day.
Okay.
I just don't think that it's in the cards right now.
Okay. And then as far as like this field that you're particularly in, how do you better your craft with that? Like, how do you eventually keep growing and keep like looking at like photos that you've done before to trying to upgrade your photography, your looks up to par of where you feel like you should be now? How do for a model? How do you guys critique that?
So I will look at a photo of myself and I'm like, wow, that would have looked way better if my chin was a little higher, if my chin was a little lower. So then just in the mirror at home, I just practice my poses before every photo shoot, which is very important. I've had models who didn't do this and it just turned out really hectic. But right before a photo shoot, I put on all of my clothes or whatever I'm gonna wear for the shoot, and I practice my poses in the mirror to make sure that my, chin looks good, my shoulders look good. I'm not buried in the clothing. I'm right angles. Because you can do like this pose looks great, but if you're wearing like a jacket, it might not look as good because there's so much fabric there. So
Okay.
definitely working on your poses in the mirror, wearing the outfits, and doing the poses. And you can find poses on Pinterest. I have a whole folder full of poses that I like to practice, and then you can modify them in any way that you want. So that's kind of how I try to perfect how I pose and how I look in photos.
Okay. So I get how you say how you perfect your style, but is it a field in that area where you can have someone that maybe specify in how to have the structure that you need or the look or the chin pose? And when you're doing photography, is it an industry in that where someone teaches you how to do that? I know as far as like when people do runway, they have a person that teaches them how to walk. Is
Mhm.
that the same in photography as well for women that model photography that take photos?
I've never had someone do that for me except for the photographers. A lot of the time, the photographers will know what they want, and they'll be
Okay.
like, "Can you do this pose? Bring your arm down, do this pose." I've had photographers have poses in mind already, and they show me what they want. Or sometimes they'll put a mirror up so I can see myself. They'll put a mirror behind them so I can look at myself and pose better. And sometimes my behind the scenes person will tell me how to pose if they think a different pose would look better. But I've never, in my experience, I've never had a person there specifically to pose me. Sometimes I'll go and pose models too. Like, I'm not all modeling. Sometimes I'll go to the photographer's photo shoot and they'll have me pose their model for them just
Oh,
because I have so much experience. But I've never had someone do that with me.
okay, okay. So, as far as this industry that you're in, what is it that you see yourself doing in the next couple of years? Like, how do you really want to shift this world that you're a part of and creating and showing your creativity? Is it something else that you want to branch or collaborate with this field?
I really want to get into um, posing for art students, like
Okay, okay.
drawing
Yeah.
or sculpting. I really want to be one of those models. And I'm actually working on some more promotional items. So I have like mugs and stuff, but I also want to do something else. Actually, I'm working on a calendar. So,
Okay.
calendar for 2023. So, all this year I'm going to be working on that. So,
Okay.
definitely just doing my own products is what I'm super interested in. And hopefully, in about 4 years, I'll have a whole merch line. So, we'll see.
Okay. Okay. So, as far as the first project you're working on,
Mhm.
is it hard to get into that field when you want to do like live art where you, like you said, where you stand in the middle, you pose, and people are drawing you? Is that something that's hard to get into right away?
I would imagine the only listing I saw
Okay.
was for SCAD, and I actually applied to it and I had a phone interview today for it.
Okay.
But that's the first one I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
I guess they're
Right.
just not looking for stuff like that unless you live near a art school.
Okay.
You know?
Is it one close to you? There's no like art school close by. Oh, okay.
SCAD is all over Savannah. It's spread throughout. They own buildings all over
Okay. Okay.
Savannah. So it's hard to get through the gates into SCAD.
Okay.
It's a tight knit, very expensive college, so it's really hard to break the barrier. I was surprised they even called me. Um,
They see something. They see something.
yeah.
Don't be surprised.
I was so excited, but I've been looking for a couple years actually, and no one's hiring for stuff like that. I don't know if it's exclusive, if there's a certain website you have to go on, but I have not seen it.
Okay. Um, I know, like, I want to say, I truly love your work, your art. I got a chance to, really flow through your IG. Um, it's amazing. I love the detail. I love the visual. You got it. You got to keep going, keep pushing. Is it, or have you thought about relocating? Like, is like Georgia like it for you, or do you want to go somewhere else and really see if you can really branch and take an area over as well, another area?
Well, this is part of the reason why I've never signed to an agency.
Yeah.
My husband's military, so we move every couple years.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Um, I did um, just get back from Louisiana, and they had a very large creative scene for such a small area.
Yeah.
And that's where my modeling flourished, was in
Oh,
Louisiana. I got to do photo shoots with animals. I got to go over to Texas and do a bunch of studio stuff, music videos, stuff like that. So definitely traveling all over is a plus. I'm not sure if we would ever go anywhere where the modeling scene be very large, like in California or New York.
correct.
But I make the best of where I live, and there's always creatives everywhere. So just
Yeah.
taking advantage of that. Like, you don't have to be signed to an agency to be a model. You can get with a bunch of creatives and make your dreams come true. You might not be getting paid like billions of dollars, but at least you're your dreams are coming true, you know?
No, that's an honest truth. I want to let you take the floor. Um, I want you to, maybe it's some people that already know of you, but it might be some other people that's tuning in as well, and just ask them if they want to ask you some questions, or there's or some people that you see that's on there that you want to say hello to and tell them thank you for tuning in.
So I saw that my friend Macy was on here. She's actually my behind the scenes person. She goes with me to photo shoots and gets behind the scenes. I hardly ever get any. Like, I'll get some of the other models, but it doesn't cross their mind to get some of me. So she's been doing that for me, and she's been sharing all my stuff and buying all my mugs. So
That's dope.
she's a huge supporter of my stuff, and she's only known me for 8 months too. So it's
Oh,
really
wow.
cool.
Yeah.
Versus people who've known me for 10 years and hardly share my stuff. So thank you, Macy.
I see a lot of the videos, man. They be like, "So, why you haven't made it, or why you not famous yet?" Oh, because you haven't shared me.
Yeah, that's so relatable, and I want to share it every time, but I don't want to be passive aggressive. But
Yeah.
he's right there. I love you too, Macy.
um, Anybody that's on here, if you have questions, I'll scan through, but I know Hunter as well will scan through, and you're welcome to, say hello, say hi. Like Max said, she loves her. But back to this. Um, what what has been a moment that maybe gave you that moment of an if factor, that it was like, am I really doing what I should be doing? Is this really as possible as I think I can? Um, or somebody made you feel like, oh, that not no, not you, but you still kept pushing forward, kept doing it, and like, okay, now look at me, all them negative and all them downpours of you trying to bring me down. Look, I'm doing it. What was that moment, and what was the moment when you started realizing I'm shining without you, and I really don't need you?
Um, hmm. I don't know if I've had any what ifs. I know I've definitely had some times where I wanted to quit my modeling, for sure. So I never thought that I was going to get as far as I have gotten. So I've never been like, well, what if I did this? What if I did that? Um, but the couple times that I thought I was going to quit for good, I saw this one model. She's such a good model. She lives down here. She's tall, beautiful, great content. But she hasn't been modeling as long as I have, and she got to do something that I've always wanted to do in my 5 years, and she's only been modeling for a couple years, and she got to do it, and I was so upset. She did this whole hair thing, like
Yeah.
the hair models. I was so upset. But it looked good, and I shared her stuff, but I was sad for me. So I'm like, dang, how did you do that? And I couldn't do that in the 5 years. So it's just little stuff like that. I feel like I could be doing more, but I don't really know how to get into that field, for sure. But I've made do with what I have. My stuff is pretty cool, even though it's not exactly where I want to be.
Okay.
It's still really good, and a lot of people like it still. So.
Okay. As long as you have a platform, as long as you have the opportunity to keep being creative and following that loves what you're doing, it's no limits. So
Mm.
never look at it like, oh, that this could look like, okay, you gave me motivation to reach that new height. So is it is okay, well, something that you brought up earlier, especially with the pandemic. How was you able to shift? How was you able to maneuver and still be creative, doing everything that was so shut down? And us forward, how was you able to keep a good mindset and keep pushing forward? And within, I like to say, I don't know if you're in this area right now, But for a lot of people that have to take on other jobs to try to keep their creative part going, um, are you in that position where you have to, do what's necessary to keep the creative part going, or are you just really just focused on creative and everything else is just kind of flowing away? It needs to flow.
Well, during the pandemic, my mom took my photos and I edited them, so
Okay.
I was still doing my modeling during the pandemic. But I've always had jobs. My modeling, I don't get paid for my modeling. I
Okay.
don't charge the photographers to shoot with me. It's more of a very invasive hobby.
Okay.
I've got to keep some outfits, and my stay has been paid for and stuff. But I've just always wanted to model, so I just did it.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
went out there and did it.
Did
So
it.
photographers have offered to pay me. You can be a freelance model and get paid. There's a bunch out there. Like my photographers probably would have paid me if I asked, but I just want to have fun. I feel like when there's a lot of money involved, people lose sight of being creative and why they did it in the first place, and it's not fun anymore. And I can work full time and model, do 3 photo shoots a month, and be fine. I might be dumb for that, for not getting paid for so many years, but I just want to create art. I just want to go out there and do it. So it doesn't bother me that I don't charge my friends to take photos of me and edit my photos. So,
And you say
yeah.
you do a lot of editing yourself, right? You learn. Okay, that's. You think that's a major key to being more successful within any field? Like always learning everything about the craft. Like
Mm-hmm.
do you make sure like I know about how the camera angles, how it
Mm-hmm.
works, photography, the Photoshop. You like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Makes me more grateful too. I shot with models that were angry they only got 10 photos. And I'm like, do you know how long it takes to edit a photo? It
Yeah.
takes me all day to edit a photo, and there's so many styles you want to go for. It's overwhelming. So it's like you get a new appreciation of how much photographers work at making your photos look good. So I really appreciate that I have that insight.
And as far as like the social media world, the whole layout of it, what do you take from it that is a positive, and what do you take from it that maybe could be a negative?
A negative for sure is feeling defeated when the Instagram models get way more likes than I get. So
Yeah.
that's really discouraging. But something positive is it's a platform where people can just like your art. A lot of my followers don't even know me. They just like what I create, and even though it's a small following, it's like a family, I feel like. I'd rather have a small, tight-knit following than a large following where hardly anyone likes your stuff because they don't really care. So I really like that it's just this giant platform where everyone in the world can just come and appreciate what you bring to the table, and then you can appreciate what they bring to the table too.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
I always ask my guests, my special guests, um, law of attraction,
Mhm.
and do you know what that means?
Yes.
Okay. And how does that apply to your everyday life and also within your business?
So I definitely try to harvest good energies around me. Like if I'm on my way to a photo shoot and something feels kind of off, I have to cancel because once something feels off, it all goes wrong, and then you have this photo shoot that just feels so negative. I've had photos where I look at it and I get those negative feelings because everything was wrong leading up to it. You had terrible energy as you're shooting. So I like to keep positive energy. I have to be positive all day. Positive, you're negative, you can't be around me today. I have a photo shoot, you know? So I try to be uplifting the whole time. Because, like if you are just negative, all these negative things just interfere and just ruin your whole day. And I just can't with all the negative energy, especially on a photo shoot day. I have to be. silent in my room, just with all my crystals.
No, I get it.
Kind of manifests the good energy so you can have a positive experience. And I think that really helps with posing too. Like in a couple of my photos, I can tell I was having a bad day. It really did affect my face, my posture, my outfits, my poses. You can definitely tell when there was some negative vibes going on versus some positive vibes during a photo shoot.
Well, this was amazing. I want you, the rest of the floor is yours. I want you to share whatever you want to share as far as your social media platform, how people can check out more of your photos. If you have a website where they can really see everything that you have done over the 5 years that you've been in this industry. And I know you've been killing it and doing it as well as you can. But yeah, people you want to shout out and tell them thank you for, from the photographers, from the makeup artists, whoever, the floor is yours.
So on my Instagram, I have all my platforms on there. I have my merch page, my personal page, and my YouTube channel. And my TikTok is the same as my Instagram. I try to put like behind the scenes of photo shoots on my TikTok. I would also like to thank a couple photographers who have been there for me and used their amazing skill on me. So I'd like to say hi to Matthew Roberts from Texas. Charles is from Hinesville. He's super great. He's actually the one that's helped me with my calendar. It's going to be me and him doing my whole calendar. Nelson, Sean, and Savannah. And then my modeling friends, Stephanie and Courtney. They're awesome. Y'all should check out their stuff. They're tagged in my things. So I really appreciate everyone in my life who has given me a chance to prove that I can be a good model for them. And I can make my own stuff for the shoots. And you don't have to have a lot of money to have your dreams come true. Just go out there and do it, That's
a good segue to end it. Appreciate you. This was awesome. This is not a one-time thing. Like, since you say you got a calendar coming up, and whatever, if you got projects that you want to share, you want to get out, you want to jump back on here, whenever you have that talk your fashion shit feeling, and you just want to get loose and you want to share whatever you want to share, this is what this platform is all about. So you're always welcome to hit me up and be like, yo, G, let's go talk that shit. So I just want to say thank you for jumping aboard, tuning in with me. Anything else you want to say?
No, just Hey Macy is saying that my merch is great. It's great, guys. Buy it.
Do you have one? Do you have a mug or something you can display right now?
They're actually all packed up in my modeling room.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay. Gotta show that you gotta advertise.
I should have brought it, but they're all packed up.
You should have been sipping on it the whole. Yeah. All right, but thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
All right, bye.